views, and comments expressed by the hosts, their guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirely without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group, copyright 2025. All rights are reserved.
The march to freedom is long, and it must continue to evolve.
Led by God and grounded in Scripture.
March to freedom must be righteous, with a focus on accountability and sustainability to ensure that we leave no man behind.
Have the courage to do the right thing and get yourself a red Bible.
As we unleash the minds, you can be confident that the revolution is alive, and we will continue to document it.
This is Freedom March.
This is Freedom March.
We are the FNA because we don't play. Come go this way and vote for the FNA. We do go do 'cause we don't play. Come go this way and vote for the FNA. We are the FNA because we don't play. Take the FNM, we ain't one of them. And the PLP is a gangster party. The COI is a party made up by just one guy. So if you wanna go all the way, come go with the FNA. We are the FNA because we don't play. Come go this way and vote for when they shout PLP, just say no way. You're going with us in the FNA. The FNM done lost their way, and we don't play, we vote in FNA. The COI have a plan, they say, but the best plan is to go with the FNA. We are the FNA because we don't play.
Yeah, I just wanted to, take some of that FNM stuff out there. It was too much of it for me, Bradley. Last night, big rally, it appears. Big dance off, it appears. Everybody was just having what we call in my military life a jolly. And so, Bradley.
Jolly good old time, eh?
Yeah, I wanted to wash that off. You dressed like a DNA today.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks to Mr. Wilson again.
I think Mr. Wilson set you up.
Greatly he did.
Yesterday he was dressed like a PLP. Today, like an undercover.
Get on the grain.
DNA.
And
I'm watching you, Bradley. And I am going to report you to the FNA.
Well, that's deep.
Yeah.
I'll have my red on Monday.
Yeah, you can't
mistake
get
about
this
that.
much longer. Let me check. PLB?
No way.
Oh boy. Anyway, don't move. We'll be right back after this break.
Indeed.
Fill up a box for all $30.
The new KFC Fill-Up Box, serving 6 juicy pieces of chicken, 4 buttery biscuits, crispy fries to share, and 12 premium original recipe KFC nuggets, all packed into one crave-worthy box. So dig in and do whatever the crunch you want with the KFC Fill-Up Box. Only at KFC, it's finger-licking good.
This is Freedom March. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller. You're listening to us on channel 103.5. The Beat FM, channel 224, that's cable. Channel 112, that's on floor. Of course, ILTV Studios on Facebook, where by now you should be following us. Not just following, but following and sharing. So you get on, you know that you're on, you click share, and you just invite at least 20 of your friends to come and show up, eh? Bradley Roll, the spiritual advisor extraordinary and plenipotentiary, the undercover DNA, it appears, is with me in studio again. Bradley, happy Friday. Welcome to Freedom March.
Thanks so much. Good to be here.
Yeah.
We got some traffic issues, apparently.
We have some something,
in this
Bradley.
vicinity. It's a lot of traffic, but we understand why there's so much traffic around us now. The Police College, I understand, is having an exercise. So
what exercise they having?
I don't know. Is it graduation?
Are they having a graduation in Freeport? I thought the Commissioner of Police was in Freeport.
Something is going on. But anyhow, it's a lot of traffic. Where are we going today, producer? Matthew 5. One of the most controversial and misunderstood passages in all of the New Testament. I don't know why this is so misunderstood, but because it's misunderstood, this passage sends people in all sorts of directions about the law and what Jesus did do to it and what he didn't do to it and what he said he came to do, and then there's some folks who said he didn't do this. But let's see, what does Matthew 5:17-20 say? If you look carefully at it, Christ came, people who translated this version puts this headline right on the top of verse number 17. Christ came to fulfill the law. And if he came to fulfill the law, what happened after the law was fulfilled? All right, Matthew 5:17-20. Jesus says, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. For truly I say to you, until heaven and earth pass away, not an iota, not a dot, will pass from the law until all is accomplished." You got to remember this now. Therefore, whoever relaxes one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever does them and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I tell you, unless your righteousness exceeds that of the scribes and Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of God. This passage, these verses here, 7-20, calls for a lot of in-depth study and dissecting in order to catch the meaning of what Jesus is truly saying. While he lived under the law, he said, listen, I didn't come to set them aside. I actually came to fulfill them. Go back, producer, because this is the gist of it. If he fulfilled the law, then something happened. For truly I say to you, until heaven and earth pass, not an iota, not a dot will pass from the law until all is accomplished. So if Jesus accomplished everything that he came to do as far as fulfilling the law, we don't have that law anymore. It is passed. Matthew 5:17-20. I read from the English Standard Version. This is the most correct translation of the Bible you can have today. If you find one, hold on to it and read it. The word of God is forever and ever blessed. Thank you so much, producer. Back to you, Levi.
Yeah. So it's Friday, Bradley.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, the traffic is going to stall them. They probably are already on their way to their happy hour spots, as we do every Friday. It is our duty here at Freedom March to ensure that we send out the precautionary, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So wherever you go this Friday, don't forget it's Friday. The boys got paid and the girls are outside and oh, are they looking pretty. I want you to go into your spaces. Go into the places that you find fun and frolic. Wash yourselves off in delight. I want you to do all of the things that bring joy to your heart. Make sure that you fill yourself up with pleasure. Make sure that you satisfy every single imagination that you have. Be sure that you enjoy all of it. Yeah? As you go into your local community watering holes and you see your friends and you meet up with the boys, I want you to clink your glasses with cheer, because it is Friday all over again, and all of the money that you have accumulated, that you have traded for the 40 hours of your life this week is yours, and it is in your back pocket for spending. Yeah. Make sure that you have what the Flintstones would refer to as a yabba dabba do time. However, notwithstanding that, in all of your doing, it is our job here at Freedom March to invite you to make sure that none of your behavior adds to or takes away from the population this weekend. And once you accomplish that, Bradley, we're happy with you over here at Freedom March, eh?
But don't forget, whatever decision you make, whatever direction you go, just remember that judgment will come.
We got to worry
forward.
about judgment when judgment comes, Bradley.
Yeah, anyhow, but that's the reality. You can
What
choose
we
whatever
know
you
for
want to
now
choose.
is that the Bears won't pour themselves. And who is going to blow kisses at the girls if we don't blow them? We have to. You think they put on all that good lookingness for these? You know how you know woman just put all that on for man? Because woman can't even see what they look like. You know that, right?
They go in the mirror though.
Yeah, but
And they take a glance.
except I tell you what you look like, you don't know. And so you can't say you put on all this stuff for you because you can't even see it. That means you put it on for me. And since you put it on for me, my dear, I want to say to you from across the bar, you look so nice. That's what I want to say to you. And then I want to
If she
instruct.
accepted that,
And then I want to instruct the barkeep, hurry along and get her as much of whatever that is as her heart desires. That's what I want to happen. It's Friday, Bradley. The boys have been paid. In the words of a very good friend of mine, we like the Jacksons tonight. And one thing the Jacksons never had was the money problem.
But you must remember your responsibilities though, because
Your responsibility
you
should
got
be
rent to pay,
automated.
you got grocery to
Your
buy.
responsibility should be automated.
Okay,
So whatever in your back pocket tonight, my friend,
it's only yours.
oh, that belongs to you and you alone.
Wow.
Yeah, and so you go out and you have yourself, what do young people calling it these days? A dandy. I want you to tiptoe with delight this weekend. None of that stuff that I saw Sunday night, none of that. We ain't into too much of that. If you see it happening, you know what to do, Bradley? Call Shanta. Yeah?
Okay.
If something look a little out of hand to you, you reach into your pocket, and once you reach into your pocket, my brother, you say, this here look like this
listen.
out of hand. And it should go back in hand immediately.
Indeed.
And that is what I want for you all to accomplish this weekend. Don't add to, don't take away from the population. But girls, I want you all to go outside and to do the things you always do. And boys, I want you all to do the things to them, you just do to them when they do all the things that they just do. Yeah? Bradley?
It is what it is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole lot of things happening in and around town, Bradley. Bradley, I started off the show with the FNA jingle because last evening I tiptoed past, the get-together the FNM had, right? I will say this.
You didn't stop.
No, I'm an FNA. Why would I stop there?
Well, the spy of the line.
No, I wasn't spying. I was happening
You say you tiptoe.
because I was doing what they call a reconnaissance mission.
Same thing.
No,
You're spying, man.
I was doing a reconnaissance mission. And so, I will credit them for this, Bradley. They took the advice that I thought the PLP should have taken. They block up the road. So whether it was 10 FNM or 10,000 FNM, when we report the story tomorrow, all we can say is that the FNM's rally spilled into the street. Yeah? Which gives you the perception that it was a big bunch of people, no matter how much of them it was.
Okay.
So they blocked the road. That was thing number one. I thought that was quite wonderful. I saw that the police was out there in full force. I saw that my friend Show was out there in full force. What's that?
Which area was this?
They were right in the front of Brian Brown's headquarters.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was at the minute that I saw a Show, I said, you know something? The police are indeed policing out here. Because I know when I see serious police, Bradley. And last night they had a team of serious police out on at that event. Crime stood no chance. And I saw Darren Enfield was out there. Who else did I see and could recognize? I saw Brian Brown was out there. You know, among them I saw a few other people. Of course, a few of the trolls were out there as well. I saw them. Yeah, because they're not as inconspicuous as they think they are. And so, Denley Penn Mackey was also there. I saw her. And yeah, it spilled into the streets, Bradley, and it looked as if they were having a good time. The cars went all the way up to Hunts Road, which is in the area of the Renaissance development, or in the area of Bear Pressure, which is a local community watering hole in that area. And so that's to give you, heading east, how far they were, and heading west, I would say the cars littered the streets or lined the streets all the way up to almost the Bugatti Road Park. So it was a good little get-together.
Okay.
They all appeared to be very jovial. They appeared to be having a wonderful time. I see that the social media has been a buzz. Dr. Nicholas Fox, what can I say about him, eh? He is a lightning rod for social media, my friend. It follows him around. And so he had a wonderful little time doing the Watusi here, right, on stage at the rally last evening. I thought it was the most delightful little thing. So please play the video of Dr. Nicholas Fox last evening on the stage supporting Brian Brown while he was doing, what did I say he was doing? The Watusi.
Yes, Sir Brian. Sir Brown. Say B.S. Sir Brian. B.S. Sir Brown. Say never left. 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 You can't muggle like me. Hey, you can't muggle on the beat. What? You can't muggle like me. Hey, you can't muggle on the beat. Now everybody who got something in their underwear. I see everybody right here got something to wear.
And so FNM appeared to be having quite a time last evening. And the people, I will also say this, Bradley, for a by-election where only one seat is being contested, with no government resource and no cabinet, so no one has an obligation to appear, I thought the crowd was a sizable one. Certainly more than I had anticipated. And so who knows, maybe the FNM is gaining traction on the ground in Golden Ads. And the overarching theme last evening appeared to be, don't get swing again. This time around, be going with Brian Brown. And that's what I took away.
Catchy phrase.
Yeah, I listened to people like Denley Penn. I listened to people like Heather McDonald. I listened to the leader. I missed Shannon Dawn's speech for whatever the reason was. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting gathering. Did you?
No, I didn't. But I saw some
I tell
videos.
you, he's a closet DNA. See
I
this?
saw some videos. You know, the crowd is just something I don't. Mind you, that's Golden Ads. But if one is having a sudden choice, I most definitely would go.
Really? Where in Sudden Shores would they even have it? There's nowhere in Sudden Shores to stage or rally?
Well, there's a couple places they
Like
could
what?
probably do it. They could do it down at Oral Rogers.
You could have the rally in the school ground?
They could do it, you know, you can't suggest headquarters, 'cause that's on, that area will be too small.
Sudden Shores headquarters?
No, I'm talking about Donley Penn headquarters. It's the same road as the prison.
It's Golden Isle Road.
Golden Isles Road.
And that's the detention center.
Yeah.
But just block up the road. I'm not anti-blocking up the road.
Just get
block the road
permission.
up.
You have to get permission.
Just call Shanta. Say, Shanta, we won't block this.
Yeah, you
scene.
gotta get permission
Only one
from-
person can stop you from blocking the road, you know what I
And
mean?
that's the Commission Police,
Shanta
right?
knows. So you say, Shanta, listen, we have a little get-together. We want to have a little to-do-ment. We want to make sure that the people think we have all kind of people. And so we need to make sure that when the people with the cameras and the mic and the newspaper come out here, we want them to report. And the crowd spilled into the street. See how that sound when you say it? And the
Indeed.
crowd spilled into the... You can't tell me this wasn't a sea of people out here when you say it like that, eh? They do it in Jamaica all the time. They block the roads all the time. So,
Really?
Yeah. And they block it for far less. So just write Shanta, tell Shanta, we don't want no traffic through here tonight. We won't block up the road. You let the police put up a
What about
barricade.
people who
basically.
live through the corner? You can't inconvenience them. They got to
What
get
do you
home.
mean? No. Wait, do you know where Denley Penn's headquarters is?
Yeah, when you take
Yeah,
the
so-
off Coppin Road, make that right.
Right, so you're able to let all the people up the Silver
side.
Gates get home, right? On coming from south. And then you're able to let all the people from
What about
Carmichael Road. Yeah, Denley Penn happens to be sitting in a little area that is only grass opposite it, unless
So
they get into
it's
the
like
farm.
midway through, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she could successfully cordon that area off. It wouldn't affect residential flow drastically enough for any. And besides, what they home for? And Denley having big to do man out here. They should leave home and come out here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love the idea already. As I begin to think about it, and this ain't hard to pull off. Just call Shanta. Only one person you need to ask to block the road, Shanta. And you call Shanta and you say, hey Shanta, how you doing? Man, your buttons them shiny. I always like your buttons because they're so shiny, right? And your little bow, it's so wonderful. I've never seen nobody wear a bow like that ever in my life.
She wants to know what you want, what you need now.
Right. But you have to start off,
Lotion in.
naturally, you come right out the gate with it. You come right out the gate with it. Of all the commissioners of police, we have never had a commissioner quite like you.
Not only that, we never had a female one either.
That's it right there. You wouldn't be lying. I check all the commissioners. I search high, I search low. No other commissioner, in my view, has ever been quite like you, Commissioner. And then you say, so Commish, man, let me tell you what I need. I need to block
need
off this little road right here. And after you then, you sing her
The
praises,
complimentary
you tell her how
just
wonderful she is.
Open up the door for you.
Oh, absolutely. She has no reason to say no after that.
Indeed.
And you tell her how shiny her buttons are, how she looks so wonderful with this what you call this thing, national ribbon on. It's just such a marvelous sight to behold. And now you need to block up the road. She can say yes.
Indeed.
And then you call the news and you tell the news people, come, because our event could be so big, people could be in the road, Bradley. Remember this in public life. It never matters what happens, it only matters what is reported. And so tomorrow, even if you have 10 people, what will be reported in the news is that a sea of supporters of Southern Shores attended the event last night and supporters could be seen spilling into the street. Yeah? Don't move.
Indeed.
Freedom March will be right back after this.
This is Freedom March.
This is Freedom March. Hello, thank you for staying with us. I'm Levan Miller. Again, happy Friday. Welcome to Freedom March. I like to call him the Ayatollah of rock and roller, Chef Simeon Hall. He's here with me on Freedom March, yeah?
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
Thank you so
Chef, I
much.
admonish the people every Friday. Friday is the day the boys get paid and the girls are outside looking pretty. I told them to go outside and wet themselves up in frolic. Have themselves what the Flintstones would refer to ordinarily as a yabba dabba do time.
But do it responsibly.
Just make sure you don't add to or take away from
Exactly.
population.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Big week in the news, Chef. I see the
Plenty.
FNMs had a get together yesterday.
Plenty.
Yeah. I told the spiritual advisor a couple of minutes ago, and the crowd spilled into the streets. See, once they report that, you can't say it wasn't plenty people.
Well,
If you have your event, and you know this as a fellow that does do event, right? So you also know this as a church kid, right? Depending on who the preacher is, we can have the convocation by the big church. So if you know Rev who can preach a napkin moist is the headliner, we gotta have convention by the smaller church. Because if we have it in the hall could be empty.
so it was book out. It was back.
Right, you say, and listen, there was standing room only. Well, only 30 chair in that church. What else you wanted the people to do? But it appeared to be a good little get together.
Okay.
You know.
I think the clips that I paid attention to, some of them unfortunately went to what you and I spoke about on Monday, which is the rhythm and the speeches that just are there for sensationalism.
Yeah.
Over substance.
Yeah.
I was still waiting to hear some policies and some programs and some other stuff, but I heard a lot of.
It sounded like they were trying to sell the man. Like, listen, but producer, see if we could find their videos. It's on their page. I thought Penn Mackey was good. I actually thought Michael Bintard was good as well.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I listened to a little bit.
Was there
of Heather.
substance?
Yeah, so Penn Mackey's whole thing was, listen, anything the PLP could have fixed for us, they would have fixed by now. The fact that they could slip down and run in here and try to fix all these things now look a lot like what they do to West End to me. Don't let them do to us what they do to West End. They do the same thing in West End, and look at where West End is today. Don't let that happen to Golden Eyes. And then she had a little bit of a personal touch, and she said, because I live here.
Okay.
Yeah. So for no other reason, man, y'all please give me a good member of parliament. Yeah. And I thought the personal touch, because it's one thing to speak as a politician.
Yeah.
It's another thing to speak as somebody who will be impacted by the decision of the population, right? So
Right.
She said, man, for God's sake, not where I live. Please, let's have a good member of parliament, because I'm tired of having a bad one.
Yeah.
I thought that resonated pretty well. And then, of course, the leader came out, spoke about Brian Brown's work, spoke about Brian Brown's activity in the community, and how basically if you just follow the trajectory of what it is he has been doing, you could only assume that he will do more. And then Brian Brown, I listened to a bit of his speech, very heartfelt. He talked about, the trolling in politics. Apparently, some people attacked his mother, who has been dead for 23 years. And he tell them, I don't care. He said, that, my brother, cut hip is all I have for y'all. and rightfully so, right? Because your ma is reason to have big fight.
Yeah. So, again, the thing that I like is to hear people who are from the area. We talked about this.
Sure.
You know where I stand on that. I love to hear somebody who, whether they win or not, is concerned about the area.
Right.
Because they live there.
Yeah.
Or their mother lived there. Or their daddy lived there.
Yeah.
Or most of their family lived there. So that's super important to me. But, again, I will say this publicly to all that are campaigning for the next several months. Please, please, please come with substance. We understand that charisma is a part of the package. But throughout all of that and underneath all of that, we want to hear some substance.
Yeah.
We need it.
Yeah.
As a country that is young, a country that is at a T-junction for prosperity or more challenges, we need to have more people who are committed to doing more and doing it sensibly.
What I also thought was commendable last evening was it appeared as though they all retired into the same community space last evening. That is TMP, LP, and TMFNM. And it was good to see the level of maturity in that the Prime Minister was out and about last evening, the Leader of the Opposition out and about last evening in the same spaces, shaking the same hands. Curiously enough for me, I ran into that cadre of people about a week ago. I want to tell them, y'all should go to the other spots in Golden Isles. That way it don't look like y'all have a favorite, right? Just because that would be good politics. But even in the passing by, you saw maturity, the Prime Minister exchanging words with Free National Movement supporters. And that's because in politics you have to understand that if only the people who support you, chances are they can be supporting you in opposition. And so I think the Prime Minister is seasoned enough as a politician to understand that. And so as he moved about, him along with, he's flanked by Joe Bat. Who else was with him? I think I saw the Minister of the Environment. And just moving through without any hostility. That in itself is a wonderful display of our maturity as a country, our forward development as a country.
Right.
Because not everybody can claim that their brushes with power are that amicable. And I thought that was a wonderful
and so that brings me into something that I was thinking about earlier, where I saw the clip from candidate Sabas, where he was talking about the reset.
Right.
And so my question is, are we mature enough, or are we, well, I guess mature enough is the best way to put it.
Sure.
As a country, to have some bipartisan objectives and goals that span the reset, because a no reset is not guaranteed.
Sure.
You know, you're not, just because we say we ain't want reset, we don't mean you can win.
Sure.
So I wonder if we're to the point now where we should set some 10-year goals that both parties agree on, and whomever is in power will still continue and make sure that those goals are achieved.
So I'm happy that you brought that up, because I actually want to go to the clip from Sabas Bastion. And what I will say about that clip, Chef, is it is amazing. I said yesterday on air how the mind of a person like Sabas works. Unlike many people who come into these spaces and assume that through, I don't know, premonition or cosmosis, they will just somehow begin to become omniscient in matters of civics and public policy. You can tell from his response that this boy home practicing in the mirror. You could tell. Right? You could tell the child that does the recital in the church play, and he with me was teaching it to him in the car on the way here, versus the child who stay home from school all week, even dress up in the costume 1 or 2 times, just so he could say his part, so that when his part of the play come, he could nail it, right? And what I thought was the message was broad-based, in that every Bahamian from every walk of life could actually understand it. I thought the words were commonplace enough so that it wasn't something that you needed to think too much about. And I noticed that the talking points, even though he misspoke on one part where he said, stop something and cancel, it's stop, review, and cancel. That is the carrying point of the VLB. You don't want them to stop, review, and cancel. But for that one faux pas, I think the entire interview with him it looks like somebody that's been doing this for quite some time. Conversely, you see people that have been doing it for some time, and they just and army to death. And I thought that Sabas was remarkably better than that. This is actually his first politician public speak that I've seen. And I thought it actually went very, very smoothly. So let's go to that clip from Sabas Bastion.
I think, yes, it is about to do something historic in terms of 2 terms, and it's necessary for us to go 2 terms as a country. We have racked up so much deficit in missed opportunities and prosperity based because we keep resetting. The progress that is being made, though all of the things that we set out to do are not quite done yet, we've done a lot and we have a lot more to go. We have to invest and vote into progress. This is about progress, and this is about continuing what has been started, all of the hard work, the heavy lifting. We can't go in that stop, repeat, and cancel cycle, because as a country, that doesn't do us any service, and we're left holding the bag of missed opportunities. So there's only one way this election should go if we want a better Bahamas, and that's PLP all the way.
I'm part of it.
Yeah, he's cogent, he's clear, he's concise. That is the actual art of communication.
Yeah, but again, you know, there's a lot riding on him
Yeah.
from so many different angles.
But he isn't the first person. How many times they introduce you somebody as a rock star and then they put a mic in front of this boy and you want to push him right straight off?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. He has a lot riding on him on both sides of the coin. The side of the coin where we want to see success and hear somebody speak from a place of knowledge and having his background in the many businesses that he has run. And then he also has, on the flip side of it, the people who don't want to see him fail. Who want him stutter and say that. Exactly.
You think
and who want to hear the arm and the eye and all of that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think he's smart enough to at least realize now, hey, these are the obstacles that I have to face even before I get towards, you know, in front of the real deal. So, you know, there are people like yourself who just said, you know, this was his first official as a politician in front of the camera.
Right, like he is Sebastian ratified candidate
exactly.
for challenge.
Exactly.
Right.
So, you know, again, he's smart enough to understand what that means. And so, you know, we are expecting a lot from him. I'll never forget, as long as I live, there was a gentleman who was running, who was the Sabas of that day.
Right.
And he was running, and I will never forget when I see him going on the stage and talk about belt and whipping people and whipping into shape and all sort of nonsense.
Yeah.
And it was from that day that I lost all support for him and what he was doing, because again, we want to see more than that, and I think we deserve more.
Right. So if you had to compare it to something, right? You look at another newcomer to politics, but somebody certainly ahead of Sebastian in the line, right? Senator Pickstock. Senator Pickstock, again, foot and mouth disease. Oh, the community was neglected. And here's what I tell people, right? If you're going to go into public spaces where you make public comments, and I know you and I can kind of say that I think we have that in our rapport. Here are some things I intend to say when the people ask me. Tell me what it sounds like to you when I say it.
Yeah.
Right? And don't get me wrong, there will be times when you make the decision that, well, I don't care if... That's what I want to say.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
But I often tell people the way your body is designed, just the way the same way your teeth cannot bite a hole into your hand, your brain cannot hear your mouth saying stupid things. That is why you need to say things into someone else's ear so that their brain could tell them that was stupid. And now they could tell it to you, right? So I think, you know, the Deputy Prime Minister came to the defense of Darren and said, well, you know, he's a young politician, he's creating his own brand and finding his way. Just the word reset, in my view, is a brand pitch, or is accomplishing exactly what the Deputy Prime Minister, because now Sabas owns the word, right? And there is nobody that cannot relate to that. For instance, you have a cell phone, you had it for 10 years. All of the tenderonis you've ever met in your life, their number in this cell phone. You drop it and break the screen. The people tell you, we got a brand new phone you could have, but we ain't sure
if them numbers
we could transfer the information. My friend, you going to 6 other shop, because while you like this new phone,
you need them numbers.
You need that old phone to, even if it's only for 10 more minutes. The same is to be said with people who get to the end of their careers. Boy, you do 35 years as a decorated officer, you feel like, you know, you've accomplished a lot of things. You don't start this from day one though, and you know well enough by the time you get to 35 years that, boy, if you had to go through this whole career again, you mightn't be as decorated as you are now. So the word reset itself, in my view, in this dispensation, is now the Sabbath's word.
Yeah.
And he can use it for good or for bad, and it plays right into the brand that he has already built, and he communicated it pretty well, actually.
You know, one of the things as you're saying that, one of the things that I think more people need, and you know, to say it in one way and to say it in a way that it's a little bit more modern, we need some human chat GPTs.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You need some human chat GPTs.
I'm stealing that, by the way.
I'm telling you.
I'm going to steal it.
You know, and before chat GPT came along, and even now that it's here, my two sisters were my human chat GPTs.
Yeah.
Because my youngest sister, who is, a genius with wording, I would give her my thoughts.
Right.
And I could tell you, some of them thoughts was, they was unfiltered.
Unbuffed.
Yeah, they wasn't supposed to go nowhere beyond, probably a family hearing.
Right.
And by the time she sent it back to me, and I've already calmed down to the point where this now makes sense, and I send it out, I don't look like a raging lunatic.
Right.
But if you go and you send it before you say anything to somebody, you get sent. You know what can happen.
Yeah.
So, and that is somewhat to what ChatGPT is now. But again, ChatGPT gives out what you put it in.
Correct.
If you put in something biased, you get something biased.
And it also has no emotion.
Exactly.
It has no feeling.
So you need some human ChatGPTs.
This sounds like a gentle computer.
And we need more people to be okay with seeking counsel.
And that is the problem. The problem is the word is megalomania. The level of megalomania that some of these people instantly develop as soon. Think about this, right? And this is the thing about politics that I can't understand would make you arrogant. As humbly as I know how to say this, when you look at the people that make up constituency committees, like damn, you following me? Like this in the Ritz-Carlton of people that be looking at. Like these are as Joe Public can get. So you let 8 of the most basic human beings say that you are their guy, and all of a sudden you transform into this omniscient being with superpowers. Right. And you now know all of the things you never knew before. You don't need anybody to test your ideas. Everything you say that comes out of your mouth is brilliant. And you're just not afraid to go there and trip down all over yourself, left and right. And even if you don't have someone write the words for you, because I went through a phase in my life where I need to say what I want to say out loud while you write it down. So that when I hear it out loud, I say, oh, that's what that sounds like when I take it out of my head. Because your head is a hollow space. If you keep thinking it in there, when you say that out of your mouth, that's not going to translate the same way.
So, that is definitely one of the things that we see. But you also see that in politics when the opposition is the opposition and the leading party is the leading party. Because when there was the opposition, they say what the leading was saying. But when they gone back, boss man, you just come from there. You had the opportunity to do exactly what you're saying.
But it is often said that where you stand in life on an issue most time depends on where you sit.
Exactly.
Right.
So, but what they need to understand is it's a few of us that are keeping record of what you said and how you did not deliver on what you just said. So don't make it seem as though, everybody just here to have people talk about, roses are reds and violets are blue.
When it comes to Andres, ain't gonna take it
we ain't got time for that. Some of us want to hear something.
That's one of my favorite ones.
So, we got to make sure that we are paying attention and we watching these events, attending these events, and also asking questions. I still ain't seen nobody reach in my area yet. And my 2 chairs waiting for them, but they ain't reach yet. As soon as they reach, I'm ready to talk.
So I see that the JCNP and the NJC and John Canoe look like they still haven't. They had press briefing by the Office of the Prime Minister today. Let's take a look at what happened or what came out of the press briefing at the Office of the Prime Minister. So if you've lived long enough in the Bahamas, you're fully aware what is meant when it is said that somebody break bottle on the court today. Right? So we're gonna go to this clip. We'll come back and then I can show you the clip where it looks to me, my brother, like bottle break on the court today. Let's go to the clip.
The parade is being managed
by the NJC. The 2025-26 parades are being managed by the NJC solely. But we, as we said, we're taking recommendations as to how we can make this parade better.
And what were those recommendations were?
The recommendations are being forwarded to the PMT in terms of, they're concerned about tally room, observers in the room, in terms of funding, additional funding and so forth, which we were able to iron out.
At the logistics lock-in, where we getting the money from, where we doing this thing, who could be in the room, that thing and the next thing. But make no mistake, the NJC is in charge of the parade. Well, then they had another person that stepped to the podium today, and it was at that point, I think, bottle break on the court. Let's go to the next clip, producer. Producer, let's go to the next clip from OPM.
And I want to unequivocally say that the Shell Saxon superstars, and to all the naysayers, that we shall, I don't like to use the word will because the will is of God, we shall be on Bay Street, Boxing Day and New Year's to maintain our position. Can I say this outright? I appointed Mr. Toby Austin as chairman of the Saxons. Okay? And that's all I have to say.
Yeah. That's all I got to say. I got to start saying that. That's all I got to say.
You know what I mean? Don't ask me.
That's all I got to say. And walk off. You know when all the people walk off, that's it.
Yeah. You come tell me something about what Toby say. Mr. Don't tell me nothing about what Toby say.
All the person walk off, the only thing left for them to do now is lay down.
So it looks to me like bottle break on the court, right?
Yeah.
Because they were saying that the larger groups were going to withdraw themselves because of the NJC being allowed to manage the parade, etc. Well, people kept saying that the chairman of the Saxons has said this, and the chairman of the Saxons has said that, and the chairman of the Saxons has said the next thing. Well, apparently the leader of the Saxons came out today and said, listen, I ain't sure what's going on with the chairman. But I tell you one thing, I's the leader. He only in charge until I reach. And I reach. And so guess who in charge? Not the chairman. And don't ask me, as a matter of fact, you little reporter girl, this the only thing was left for Vola to say. What your name? You don't ask me no more questions for as long as I in this building, okay? Yeah, so it looks like there's going to be a parade. It looks like they were able to come to some sort of an agreement with how they think the parade's management could be better.
Right.
I tell them, I feel about this the way I feel about all breakups, right? We could break up, that mean we have to fight.
Right.
I could still buy you a bear when I buy you a bear and one for your boyfriend who I think funny looking, as a matter of fact. I buy him 2 bears just so he know I'm mad with him. Right? 1 bear for being funny looking and the second bear for being so happy he carry you from around me. Yeah? And so we don't have to be mad.
Yeah.
Even if we can't be together.
Right.
And I think hopefully between now and Boxing Day, I know how long it takes for glue to dry on a costume.
But I that's what I'm trying to figure out. These costumes are stashy. Because that's plenty costume. Costumes take all year to make.
I don't know, but I'm hopeful that they're able to pull off what it is I think they can pull off. But I say again that I think the evolution of Junkanoo has to begin to become something serious, where Junkanoo actually becomes something that's more than just a parade on Bay Street, and it becomes something that involves infrastructure. That the Olympics has set up a whole village for the Olympics every single time they have it.
Yeah.
What you're trying to tell me is that a country where everyone is a contractor, or at least every Baptist preacher for sure is a contractor, we can't figure out how to build a Junkanoo village island by island in a way that expands the domestic tourism product?
Oh, right. Most definitely. I know we've been talking about that for a very long time.
Yeah.
But again, we need to keep similar to what candidate Sabah said, similar to what I was saying earlier, there needs to be
continuity.
Right. Some bipartisan goals and objectives to the country that take us beyond this, you for 5 years, I for 5 years, and the back and forth, and how we could look at it. And Junkanoo is one of those things, because, when we sell the Bahamas as a brand and as a product, every one of them is Junkanoo.
The first clip is Junkanoo, the last clip is Junkanoo.
Everything is Junkanoo. So the expectation of that experience is what we promote. We sell Junkanoo as a huge part of the Bahamas.
Yes.
So, to have it at this point, I would call it so fragile. Is very, very scary.
And it also speaks, in my view, to whether or not the people that were responsible for its management have evolved. The reason you could finagle about with Junkanoo in this fashion is that they didn't have enough infrastructure.
Right.
If Junkanoo had buildings and pre-bookings, and you can't just move them things, my friend.
It's more than just a parade.
Correct. And so what the NJC, the JCNP, sorry, in my view, has gotten so, I guess, successful at doing is, boy, we had a good Boxing Day and a good New Year's Day. It's kind of like, you're a church boy. I like these kinds of analogies. The fella who come to visit my church and fill the church to capacity Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, or Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, I ain't sure I want to be the pastor of the church. No, the boy could preach. He could pull off a nice little short window.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good for attendance.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about the logistics, about the goings on, about the bookkeepings, about the
that's not an automatic.
Right.
Yes,
and so infrastructure would have made it, in my view, a whole lot more difficult for any person, including a minister, to come and just fondle the parts of the JCNP like that. Don't move. Freedom March will be right back.
This is Freedom March. No, not you.
Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller. Again, the Ayatollah of rock and roll, Chef Samin Hall is still here.
Wait, I don't know what kind of Ayatollah is, but I hear.
No?
I hear.
Oh boy. So, Chef, there are some people that says to me, oh, Junkanoo, the infrastructure of Junkanoo is the parade, right? But I argue quite differently, right? And with all of the modern advancements in construction these days, etc., 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 I saw this today. I thought this would be quite interesting. Producer, take me to the clip where in certain parts of America, they're actually building small, almost like efficiency units for specific reasons. And I say that this looks exactly like what we could use, not just for Junkanoo, but also for Carnival. Like, I tired of us having the row with Reverend Moss about where the Carnival is too sultry to march through our streets. I say, let's take it in the back by Clifton Pier, build a Carnival village. You pay, and they sell it to you, a Carnival visa. When you reach Thursday, this your visa. You got your visa, you ain't got to leave till Sunday. And we have a fantastic time in the back of the Carnival village. You know, because I'm very big on the idea of a Sin City, right?
I just gonna tell you that sound like Brother Moss will be way so off if that go way in the back
there. But how Brother Moss can see that far if he up here?
Boy, I tell you.
In the grove.
That sound.
And you come
I
in,
know.
You park your car at a disclosed location. We shuttle you to the site. You get your visa when you get off the bus. You got your little got your little one-bedroom Carnival rental room. You could have one with one bedroom or one with two bedroom in case it's you and your Carnival revelers friends, your reveling friends. You pay people to set up little bars out there. So you have the strip.
I gotta talk to the spiritual advisor about this.
Oh boy.
This I need some spiritual advice here.
Yeah?
Yeah, because that's too far. What you talking about? That sounds too much off the books.
And then you have the concert, because Carnival is 3 days or 2 days, the concert. So you have Saturday, you have the road march. Sunday, or whenever, don't touch Sunday. Don't touch Sunday. So Friday, you have the revelers. And then Saturday, you have an all-day concert. Carnival concert, right? And depending on where you do it in the back there, you may actually even get a couple of the boaters to pull up. So I say, for that one day, come in there, Jaws Beach. All that bunch of fornicating y'all like to do on Jaws Beach, not that day. Cut that out. Because we having Junkanoo Carnival out there that weekend. I think it's a wonderful idea. Let's go to the clip.
In Brazil, they built tiny hotels along highways for travelers and truck drivers. Each cabin has a bed, Wi-Fi, air conditioning, and bathroom essentials. Everything you need for a safe, comfortable night's rest. The cabins are small and easy to set up anywhere, making them perfect for long-distance routes. If no one's doing this in your country yet, you could be the one. I share clever business ideas, so follow me for more.
People ain't more smart than us, Chef. Could you imagine it?
That giving me Fire Festival vibes. I'm so sorry.
So you get a roll-on, roll-off. You put a bunch of 40-foot containers. You separate them into 10-foot rooms. In this 10-foot room, you have a small wash, stand-up shower, a small,
that gives me the festival vibe.
A little hand bowl. You only need 4 foot of space for that. That gives you 6 foot for a bed and the entrance door. You could even have a little kitchenette in it if you decide, right? Or if you get fancy, we could weld 2 together, and now you have. I tell you, I want people to go look up the word. Yeah, you could invite your friends over. Your Carnival hut, which is what we're gonna call them, is a multi-person hut, and now you have a front room, and you rent it for like $1,200 for the weekend. Think about the amount of revenue generated, and you do the same thing for Junkanoo. The point I'm making, Chef, is if Junkanoo had more hardware, it would be more difficult to disrupt. If a fella with some container homes had the contract for the next 10 years to set them up in Andros and Acklands and Bimini, and the government couldn't just fondle the JCNP like that. If somebody, because all they have is the bleachers, which I think also might be owned by the government, right? You can't
that's also another issue.
You can't be man in your daddy house. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, but one of the things about creatives and being in creative spaces, we always put all of the emphasis on the creativity and not the business.
Correct.
That is a huge part globally of where you see mistakes in the creative space.
Right.
So we've been talking about this for years and years, about the business of Junkanoo. We need to solidify the business of Junkanoo.
Sure.
So that it is, like you said, it's more concrete than we have it right now.
And now that I'm thinking about it, you take fusion from whoever own it, and you ensure that you have the front part as the museum, and everything else could be a hurricane shelter. Yeah.
How you get by fusion?
Because what else around here we showing a flood out? If fusion flood, my brother, you should be looking for Nora pull up. Because that's the only thing that could save you. All right?
Yeah.
Let me read this. Get ready to clean up and cash in. The Chloralin and Ensuino Buy and Win is running right, producer? Get ready to clean up and cash in. The Chloralin and Ensuino Buy and Win is running right now until December 29th. Every Friday, 4 winners across the Bahamas will win $200. That's 1 winner from Nassau, 1 from Freeport, and 2 winners from the Family Island. Just buy any 3 Chloralin or Ensuino products, then simply WhatsApp a photo of your receipt to 812-2714. Plus, 4 grand prize winners will walk away with $2,500 each. Don't wait. Buy Chloralin and Ensuino today and turn cleaning into cash.
Well, I'm getting some of them. I hope I eligible. I hope I eligible because I use 1 or 2 of them little Ensuino bag.
I like Ensuino.
Ensuino could help you.
Yeah, I like Ensuino. As a matter of fact, it's amazing how the Spanish names changed. The Spanish names did to household products what the Chinese names now doing to car products, right?
Yeah, yeah.
In 5 years, I ain't gonna have no clue what these cars name.
That's okay.
But I always tell people, I remember when the only thing I knew was Downy.
Right.
If it wasn't Downy, it wasn't soft, right?
No.
If it ain't Downy, it ain't soft, right? Man, where a Spanish fella named Ensuino get fabric softener from? Him and his cousin Alberto.
Well, listen.
Who Alberto is? Why Alberto have rice, Alberto have grits. Alberto have, what else does Alberto have? How much things Alberto one could possibly own?
You have plenty things.
Yeah.
But listen, if you have a housekeeper, first of all, they ain't following the measurements on the Downy.
Oh, no.
So, you buying Downy is a waste.
Yeah.
Only if you can use that use it.
No.
Because
all black people.
Ensuino?
You have white people laundry measurement, and then you have black people laundry measurement. The bottle of liquid detergent says 190 loads.
Yeah. You ain't never reached that.
Not ever
never
once
in your life. No.
Wash 190 load.
Not out of this
bottle.
No, sir. You're lucky if you get 40.
I can tell you that. And it's because the Negroes, we don't stop pouring the liquid detergent until we see sludge.
Right.
See, that is where the difference comes in.
Yeah.
The whitewashing people, they looking for sludge. The Negroes, we looking for sludge. And it take a little more. It take a little more of this.
No matter how you try to explain that has been tried and tested.
Yeah.
They've used all sorts of soil garments and the whole 9 yards. You do not need that much. Ain't that happening.
No.
No, sir.
And we ain't care.
And I can't smell it. I need to smell it.
They say if you can't fold up your clothes and leave them fold up for 1 week and still smell the fabric softener, you ain't using enough.
I definitely enter in this thing right now. So I hope I eligible.
Well, when you get the $100, come see. Yeah. And then we see you have to always back that. So when you win your first 100, you take 30 out of that and you just buy more Ensuino.
No, I game for the grand prize.
Yeah.
I game for the grand. 100% again.
Absolutely. So there's been a whole lot of other things happening around, Jeff. Again, I told you the FNM had their rally last evening, but the FNM isn't alone. The PLP had their link up. I think it was last week. But I also see, believe this or not, that the COI appears to be putting in a pretty decent foot. But the COI is doing something that I think, if they could survive these next 2 elections where they're beaten, will be very useful. Mm-hmm. they are shifting the platform. So the COI, like I see the COI more in social media than I see the Progressive Liberal Party, and certainly 3-1 than I see the Free National Movement.
Right.
It's almost as if, and I told you this the other day about your content. I don't know whether you just have the algorithm time correctly, or whether this is some, I don't know, maybe you shaking sagebrush. But whatever it is,
yeah.
Almost every 3 clicks or every 4 clicks, I guarantee I'm going to see something from Chef Simeon Orr.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about the COI. Like somehow they just keep popping up. And even when I try not to look at their content, right, because I feel like the algorithms really have the camera detecting when your pupils dilate.
Right.
But no, they appear to be running a pretty decent race in social media. And so, producer, take us to the clip with the COI's candidate moving to and fro. I think the graphics is wonderful. I think the message is wonderful. It's a little long.
I was just going to say, it's long.
Yeah, it's a little long.
It's long.
But I think if you could grit your teeth through the 3 minutes, you understand
it's long.
The message, eh? Let's go to the clip from the COI.
This is your candidate with the COI, Coalition of Independents, Brian Roll. I am here in the Adelaide constituency doing our walkabouts. We're hitting door to door. We're knocking on every door. We have to knock on every door to reach everyone. You know, Golden Isles, this constituency has been neglected by both the PLP and the FNM. And I can assure you that the COI, we are here to make things right. We are here for the people. This is your time, and we will make sure that this happens. For too long, our people have been suffering, struggling.
The issues that we have in the Baguio are many and varied, but one of the number ones that you can clearly see is the evidence by the fact that we have this fire lit right here. In the Baguio, we have a serious mosquito issue that we really need sorted out, and we need somebody to take a look at. We've tried various means in the Baguio in order to combat the mosquitoes, but other than various pesticides and strong pesticides, and make sure that they're sprayed in the liberal area around here, we won't really be able to tackle the mosquito issue.
I met some persons measuring my home. And when I came out, I asked what they were doing. And they was like, the government sent them. You know, so I came out and I watched. So okay, so what they sent you for? This my property. They was like, well, the government sent us to check on or to measure and do this for real property tax. So then I received an email saying that this is commercial and I would be owing some back pay of $5,000 and something. The value would have been $250,000 plus. And I told them, I said, but I thought it was $300 and you get exempted. So I continued to call, and the guy told me, he was like, yeah, but it's under commercial. It's two separate. It's Hattie Plank. It's two separate houses in one yard, so you have to pay the real property tax. And I was like, you know, it's rough. I'm struggling. You know, I'm a single parent. And so it was like, okay, nothing much I could do.
I mean, all of their concerns were falling on deaf ears. But I can assure you, again, the Coalition of Independents with the leadership of Mr. Lincoln Bain and all of my colleagues, we are here to make a big, big change for this country and for our people, and especially for our children.
Good afternoon, Golden Isles. I am Brian Roll, and this is my twin brother, Braden Roll. Good afternoon. Today, we're fighting out here for our people and people's family members as well. Our dad is out here fighting for our people, and we are here to support him. Can you imagine that our dad has to come home from work to come out here fighting for us? If he can fight for us people, he can also fight for us as well. He is a very good dad, and we're out here trying to support him, you know? He's not alone in this. We're not alone in this, Golden Isles. Let's try to fight for our people, you heard?
We must vote for Brian Roll because he has a vision for us.
Not Brian Brown, Brian Roll. We are rolling with Roll.
Isn't that wonderful?
The kids.
Listen,
they put in the
they
kids.
just strum on your hamstring.
Yeah, that's politicking.
Yeah, AliExpress actually.
That's politicking.
I don't know who's responsible for their digital social media content creation.
Yeah.
But they got a little bit of everything in there. They got Sad Woman. They got Pookie. Right? So Pookie make the commercial. Sad Woman make the commercial. Only thing left after that, my brother, is Children and Nana.
Yeah.
If they did find one old woman peeling potato on a porch somewhere, this would have been the best political commercial I've ever seen.
Well, you know, I've long said it that I think they definitely are relentless in their pursuit of whether you like them or not, they are present.
They're present.
The only criticism that I would have for them is there needs to be balance of when you hear from them. It shouldn't be all rowing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it seems to be that they have a stance of, guys, we need to, you know, we have to change this. We have to fix it. We have to be a part of what is necessary. But then you can also, and need to have some level of balance where you come out and you're talking about your policies, your opportunities, and not in a way that is combative. Because again, you know, that gets very heavy for people to hear all the time. So if there was any feedback that I would give to any of them is, let's have some balance. Because they are present.
Yeah.
You can't say they ain't present.
It would also be good if you all could learn each other's name. Everyone in the party can't only know Lincoln being name.
Yeah. So,
right?
you know. But again, you know, in good politics, you can't just depend on the leader.
Indeed.
We saw that just the other, this week.
But that is the way Bahamian politics works now. No. It's, the PLP has not won on its own merit. It's always been crutched up by Penland or propped up by Christie. I tell people, everyone that said in 2017 that Christie was the reason the PLP lost, I argue that they are a bunch of pusillanimous men because none of them was prepared to go without Christie.
Right.
Because you all know you all couldn't win. He caused you all lose. I'll give you that. But you all couldn't win without him.
Yeah. So that is a part of it, but it's also too, you're seeing it across the globe where people are relying solely on a person. When that person isn't there, when that person isn't a part of the ticket, when that person is absent, you could find yourself in dire places.
Indeed.
Because you know you're relying on that person. However, if you could rely on policy, if you could rely on making things better and having a program that people respect, then again it transcends the one individual. Because you know, the arm of flesh will fail you, buddy.
And you dare not trust you.
Yeah. So you know, I just saying that.
But again, I thought, for whatever it was worth, that you know, the message was clear. Despite all of this, he's fighting for the country. He's not alone. He's a part of something that's bigger than him. It's not like an independent candidate. He has the support of his party and his family. And you know, for a Christian community, I think it is even commendable to see that not just him, but his sons. Because it's difficult to get sons to follow daddy. The sons and daddies just don't follow one another very
and they come out together, and so no, I get it. I understand. But again, as a group, I still have a problem with the name, though. Sorry to say that.
I absolutely have a problem with the name. The name just
so as a group or party now, because I believe under all characteristics, they are a party now, right?
Yes.
You can't say that's independent no more.
No.
So as a party,
you can't coalition.
Plenty people.
Right.
Yeah.
No, independent can't coalition.
Right.
That's what makes them independent.
Exactly.
Right.
So, you know, we just need to see some of what they have. Each one of these parties, I believe, have some good traits that we all respect and admire. But unfortunately, you can't Frankenstein politics.
Right.
You can't take piece from them, and put it together.
Correct.
So you have to rely on a group. So we need to see more from each one of these groups. And I can tell you one thing, I don't want to hear no rhyming.
Yeah?
I do not want to hear no rhyming.
Violets are blue.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Any group or any individual where you hear more rhyming than you hear reason. No. Sorry.
All right. So
you know what?
I see that the Free National Movement's candidate and MP, so he's the MP for St. Anne's, but the candidate for St. Anne's as well. So he's the MP, but the candidate. So he's the MP that's been renominated, which means they like him so much they wanted to have him twice. Producer, do we have the clip? He got himself into what I would call a kerfuffle, right?
Yeah.
And it's Kerfuffle. The people them say, I just use words they ain't like to hear or know or something like that. And I tell them all the time, Chef, your phone for more than porn.
Yeah.
Don't only spend all your data.
Yeah.
You only buy $10 worth of data.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, if you're being quite honest, porn just uses a whole lot more data than words. So maybe the reason your data keep running out so fast.
You gotta, when you hear things and you don't know it, you gotta research it.
Yeah, so he found himself in a kerfuffle, but he seems unapologetic. And the reason I'm going to this is because we were going to the efficacy of social media, and its potency, right? So apparently on the steps the other day, can we get the audio? Apparently the other day, they approached the member, and basically his thing was, I don't feel remorseful any at all about my display of flagrant disrespect or disregard for the opposition force.
I posted the original one. It's definitely gone viral. Had over 53,000 views, over 2,600 likes, over 200 comments. If you looked at half of those of being critical, that's maybe 100 persons being critical, 50,000, 2,500 more being in support of it. I think the message is clear. The public didn't have a problem with it. That politics is the biggest competition in the country, and I'm an entertaining player in that game. And I appreciate what I'm doing for the country. I appreciate the tremendous support that came back from the public with all of those views, all of those likes. It's telling that the nation is looking forward to persons that are prepared to make a change, and I'm one of those change makers.
Yeah, so he say, you all like it, he love it.
They entertain.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You don't even need me to chime in on this one. You can take this away, because I don't have time.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I don't have time for that.
Some people said, that it was distasteful. It was just not in keeping with honorable behavior. We don't want that from our politics. Do we have the video of the Prime Minister moving around last evening in the little bar there? Because this is the level of maturity we want to see in our politics, right? We don't want vitriol. We don't want to see venom. We want politicians, whomever they may be, to be able to move in these spaces. And although they have body-to-body protectors, I don't really want him to have to use his security guard, per se. And so the kind of behavior that the member for St. Anne's displayed in the minds of somebody with a little less resolve and with a little less to lose, it becomes a thing that could invoke anger to the point that people become violent with their anger.
No, but let me ask you this simple question. What happened if he win?
What do you mean?
If he win, and he responsible for the people who he trampled on top of?
Yes.
So what he can say to them?
He can say...
We have the same problem right now going on in the world globally.
Yeah.
Where people are trying to understand, are you not the leader of everybody?
Yes.
When you become a leader, when you become a politician, you have to be mindful of everybody. So if you win, and you then trample on me, what you can tell me? You can't tell me nothing, you then trample on my face.
And even if you have to be heavy-handed with me, there's no way for you to say that this isn't malicious.
Exactly.
This isn't
Exactly.
Because you've shown such a disdain for anybody that you perceive to be aligned with this.
Exactly.
That you could be a victimizing white man.
So, and that ain't a good one.
This is Freedom March.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services. Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
This is Freedom March.
Hello, thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller. Welcome back to Freedom March. You're listening to us on channel 103.5, the Beat FM. Channel 224, that's if you're on cable. Channel 112, that's if you're on floor. And of course, ILTV Studios on Facebook, where you should be following us. We got birthdays, Chef. I got to do these birthdays because I live my life in fear of the people on the birthday list, okay? No, I'll do that afterwards. Kermit Ferguson. Kermit Ferguson, good afternoon. I would like to send a shout out of happy birthday, blessed birthday, to Kermit Ferguson Jr., a Freedom March follower for numerous years. This is from his wife, his 2 children, and his entire family. We love and appreciate you. Tonya Flowers. Happy birthday to my daughter, Tonya Flowers. Enjoy your day, my love. Mama loves you, baby girl. And then there's a special shout out to Kaylin Joyce. Congrats to head girl Kaylin Joyce at Burnt Ground Primary School from your nana, your papi, your daddy, your mommy, your brother, your auntie, and your cousins. We are so proud of you. That have to be everybody in the family.
That's everybody.
Yeah. And so, on my own accord, I too need to send a couple of shout outs, Chef. I have to say a special shout out. You know, Chef, I tell people I have friends in high places, and then I have some friends in low places.
Yeah, of course.
And it is my friends in low places that I will not trade for pocket money.
Of course.
Because they are the ones that actually get things done.
Mm-hmm.
My friends in high places are only for taking picture with. That way, when I take the picture and post it to social media, people can say, oh, you know
him, mate. Yeah.
That's all they for.
Yeah.
And so to my friend Woodrow and Miss Woodrow, she's not only one of the women them, Chef, she's one of the women them, and she's a devout FNA. Did I say devout? And so wherever they are in the world right now, they say that they're going to be locked in, even when they move throughout the world. They do not miss Freedom March, and so I have to say a special hello to them. And to Mama in the food court today, who I suspect is from Auckland, because she called my name just how Auckland's people is calling. Yeah, when I hear people say, Levan, I know they from Auckland. She said, when you talk so much in here today, you think you can have strength to talk later? And I tell them, Chef, the funny part about it that they don't know is I've been talking this much from primary school. No one who been to primary school with me, shock, I just talk for a little.
Yeah.
And so them teachers who say I needed to stop talking, I have proven that they were in error.
Yeah.
And then I have to also, Chef, send a special shout out to my friends at the Kingsman Collection. You know, only 85% of this is me, right? The other 15%, Kingsman Collection and Island Connect make sure that I look the way I look so that I can feel the way I feel.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
No, good
I
stuff.
think that's everybody. You got it? Is everybody? I think
That's everybody.
All right, so I saw that the Minister of Transport is in the news again, right? And apparently there's a bit of a debacle with the issuance of license plates, etc., etc., etc. And you and I spoke about something when you were here on Monday, when we spoke about the gun trafficking or the gun transporting, because it's not trafficking if it's on a permit. So the gun transporting through the country and how we go about it. And I told you the reason why we have the challenges we have is because we run the Bahamas like a tuck shop, right? And so I think this is the most glaring example of what I mean when I say that. Let's go to the clip, producer, of the Minister of, what is she? The Minister of Transport and Energy. Producer, we have the clip. Is my producer still there? Producer. Let's go to the clip from the Minister of Transport and Energy talking about the repealing of taxi plates. We have it? I think we have it. We should have it.
Before you get into that and we say that, I wonder now if I can make a very bold statement.
Go ahead.
And I know it probably won't be popular. And it'll be one of those statements if we was open air, people would call me and I would get it.
Yeah.
But one of the issues that I have whenever I hear taxi, one of the biggest issues I have when I hear taxi is, unfortunately, for the average Bahamian when we hear taxi, especially in New Providence. I don't know how much of us could relate to that because we don't see taxi.
Yeah.
The only place that we see taxis is by the hotel.
Yeah, or New York.
We don't see taxi. So it means a lot, obviously, to the persons who drive taxi, the persons who are in that space, the persons who rent the plates and stuff like that. But to the average person who wake up constantly to go away, and they won't get one taxi to go to the airport early, but you ain't never was able to get it.
Right.
Whenever you had taxi issues, and then when you come in from the airport, when you jump in the taxi, they overcharging you. So you just call somebody to pick you up, but your nana coming, but she gotta come a little late because you know she ain't driving fast.
And she
but
can't
you
see
still,
the glare.
so I mean, when I hear taxi,
the taxis have failed to evolve. Anything that fails to evolve should die.
Yeah.
If you were still the same age you were when you were 6,
you know Benjamin Button disease.
Something would be grossly wrong with you, and you'd probably be dying. And I feel the same way about the taxis. Again, like I say, they probably won't let me at the smokers table, but I think my friends at the JCNP may be suffering from the same fate. They simply didn't evolve, and if you do not evolve, you're bound to suffer the fate where you meet your demise.
So we're left having these conversations that are archaic at best.
Sure.
And do not touch the arm of the population for us to really be able to empathize with anything once you say taxi. Because again, unless you go in from the airport or you standing in front of a hotel, it's very, very hard to get a taxi here in New Providence.
And even if you're standing in front of the airport, my friend, you ain't look light skin enough to me.
I live a stone's throw away from the airport, and I cannot stress how much that it has cost me $30 to get from here right over there.
Wow.
Anyway. So, when you say taxi, I'm glad the producer ain't have the clip, to be honest.
Big Sakti.
Yeah, because,
Oh, boy.
What is that? What is a taxi here?
I don't know.
We don't know. I saw a $2 taxi once. And that's when I was like, you know what? I washed my hand like pilot.
So the Prime Minister was out and about last evening. He was campaigning. He's obviously in full campaign mode. I don't know how at 74 the Prime Minister keeps this.
He look good though.
But he keeps this many late hours, and everybody won't buy him a drink. Right. His doctor must hate his job.
Yeah.
Right? But the Prime Minister was out and about. There were F&Ms everywhere. And I thought in a wonderful display, the Prime Minister went out. The only thing I would have done differently if I were part of the Prime Minister's entourage is I used to pay the bill before Michael paid. That's what you do. That's what you do, Chef.
Yeah.
What you do, while everybody's shaking hands and everything, you don't worry about nothing. You know the boss can give you this money back. So you go to the little gal and you say, hey, what the bill is. She probably can call something ridiculous. She might even call something ridiculous because she ain't know you paying it for the Prime Minister yet, because you know the Prime Minister bill is be a little different.
Yeah.
Right? So she probably can say, oh, 25, I say, she's for everybody? Yeah, 2,500, I say, we paying it. Everybody, all the drinks that you had up to this point, we hope you have a good evening. The Prime Minister has just paid the bill. And then you tell him, Chief, we got to leave. Because you know they put another $2,500 right away, right? And y'all leave and y'all go to another spot. And say, but it ain't no way to let all them happen them. See, you have to control the story.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, you could knock down 6 children in the road, you know. If you report it as Chef knocked down 6 children in the road, they're going to say, oh boy, Chef was probably drunk. He beat up his wife and leave home. Don't let them control the narrative. When you knock down the 6 children in the road, you issue a statement. And you say, after many years of traveling the same road to go home, you have never been impeded before. Somehow, on the night, this day, this time, 6 suspected terrorists obstructed your ability to maneuver in normal course to your place of domicile, where you reside for the last X amount of time. Because you've never seen such an abnormality in your travel, and because this was so unusual, being in fear for your life the whole time, you opted not to reduce your rate of speed, subsequently causing some damage to your vehicle caused by the 6 suspected terrorist insurgents. We have to listen to the news again tomorrow to find out they was cheering. But today, the only thing we can say is, boy, that's something else, Chef. Had to knock down them terrorists, eh? Wow. Boy, well, thank God he knocked them down. Any of them dead? Oh, yeah, man. I wish you understand what I'm saying? Make sure that you are controlling the narrative of the story, my friend. Because it never really matters what happens. It really matters what you report.
Let's change the story to chicken or something next time, please.
So let's go to the clip. So if I were part of the Prime Minister's entourage, but even if I had the money, because I know he can give me this money back in the car, I say, ladies and gentlemen, to all of my friends and colleagues from the Free National Movement, we're so happy that you all are here. We're getting ready to leave. The Prime Minister has decided he would take care of the bill. So everybody that has a drink in their hand at this point, all of your drinks have been paid for. But thank you all very much, and you leave.
I would supersede that by just simply saying Bahamians. Just say Bahamians. To all my fellow Bahamians, the Prime Minister has paid the bill. That is all-encompassing. It transcends party alignment.
Right.
And so once you say Bahamians, what you can say? Because if I identify strongly...
The bill is 6,000 then.
But if I identify strongly as a FNM, and he called me a Bahamian, he ain't like.
Right.
He ain't like.
Yeah.
So when you start talking and saying groups...
And these seven...
That's different. Exactly. Say Bahamian. And you walk out and you pay the bill, so now everybody talking about how you pay the bill.
Boy, the FNM was out there last night, but you ain't gonna believe. Brave pay the bill.
There you go.
See, you have to control the narrative. Let's go to the clip for the Prime Minister.
You know, narrative.
Yeah.
By Jamal.
One of the two places in there. There are two places in there. It's one of the two places in there.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Hey, again, you know, for me, this goes to exactly what I'm talking about, which is Bahamians first. Whenever you say Bahamians first and you use that as a part of your campaigning strategy, spiel, and your mantra, then it is all-encompassing. It is inclusive. Whether it's somebody you don't really like or somebody who has been supporting you from day one, it does not matter.
But that is why it makes what Adrian White did such an idiotic thing to do.
Yeah, for sure.
As somebody. And let's not pretend. The FNM is perceived to be the party of the rich, the white, and the elite.
Right.
He fits at least two of those three molds. I don't think anything is elite about him. But I'm saying to you, never let your good be evilly spoken of. That's one thing. But make sure that you do even greater to not cause anybody to see your actual evil.
Yeah, but again, you know, my biggest part of it is he's a human. He made a mistake. Instead of coming out and apologizing and saying, you know what, guy, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. He doubled down on it. And so for me, that's a huge misstep.
Yeah. And I think that is what is that makes it so egregious. In that, I mean, not only are you not sorry,
you
sticking letters in your cap about this. And I think that's horrible.
Yeah, that ain't what nobody need at this time. And so that is something, again, you know, as a party, as an individual, it's one thing. But as the party, they need to realize that, you know, they lose a couple of people watching them when he did that. So you got to be careful.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to open the phone lines. But before we open the phone lines, I got to say a special hello to my cousins, Marinette and Donna. I played those yesterday. I was down there with them, Trujillo's Corner. I had a great time. And this is why I won't be retired so bad, you know. And then I understand they woke up this morning and they was in a Lutra.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they having themselves, I mean, just an absolute fantastic time.
Nice.
Being retired, right? I want to retire so bad. I can't figure out what the people who got 45 years on the government job still over there doing. Because I was been home, retired. My only ambitions in life left. Because I've done all the things with my life that I've wanted to do.
Right.
I want to be 80 one day. I want to make it to 60 with all of my front teeth and side teeth. And I want to be able to claim early retirement pension from NIB.
Well, good luck.
So that I could take my pension, go down by the little watering hole that I like to go to, and cut up with the little tenderoni behind the bar. And I wanted to say things to me like, Mr. Miller, stop it. Yeah, Mr. Miller, you have all your teeth. I say, yeah, baby, all of them is mine.
Oh, my goodness.
Put this $20 in your pocket. Yeah. And I want to take that right out of my early retirement.
Put this $20 in your pocket.
Yeah.
It's so old, people.
Yeah. I want to take that right out of my early retirement pension.
Oh, boy, I tell you. Put this $20 in your pocket.
And then I say strange things that like, if your boyfriend ever take a day off, let him know we can make his position redundant. So tell him come to work every day.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And then I had my two. I jump in my car, I put on my glasses, and I drive home at a very, very, very slow rate of speed, and curse at people who blow horn behind me. Those are the ambitions I have left. 323-7775. Too much? 6980775. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. Hello, caller. Hey.
What you say, Miller?
All is well.
Chef.
Hey, sir.
You. Miller, you see what I tell you? Check the ratings on the show today. Ratings are high.
Oh,
it should be an every Friday thing.
Man, lead a spiritual advisor, Lord.
Man, I ain't saying nothing. You hear me call anybody name?
Lord.
You call a man name. I ain't saying nothing to them but a man.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Listen to me, though. Let me just speak quickly about the fight that Adrian White started. You remember when he downed the people in Angleton?
Yes.
People, a couple of people forgive him for that, A couple of people say, man, he must have slipped, and, let's let that go. He came back again. Do you know by law, if the PLP wants to, they can press charges against him for destroying the property?
Yeah, destruction of property.
Even if he met it on the ground, if he had walk on it and go off, he could have said, well, I didn't see it and I best and walk on it. He intentionally stomp up on it and brush his feet on it. And they're the type of people that we want us to lead the country.
Yeah, no, it certainly added nothing to his campaign.
But see, don't forget now, the area that he represents, they can see that. That don't make a difference to them.
Yeah, but again, it's kind of like how I tell Michael Barnaby all the time, right? It not because you feel like you go win in your neighborhood means that you shouldn't come help out your colleagues in their neighborhood. If your actions killing the people who are part of your team or damaging them, or if they feel like you're damaging them, you have to come to their rescue.
Yeah.
That's what collective effort means, right? So it ain't make no sense you win one seat because it's 39 seats to win.
Right.
So it could be 41 now.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this, caller. I can let you go, but I'll tell you this.
No, but I want to say something before you let me go.
Well, okay, say you something.
All right. Let's take Glennis Hanna out of St. Anne's. Now I can let you and the chef call any constituency. Let's take Miss Glennis Hanna Martin out of St. Anne's. Let's take Adrian White let's take Glennis Hanna out of Angerson. Let's take Adrian White of St. Anne's. Put them two in any constituency in Nassau. Any constituency you want to put them in. Anywhere. Other than St. Anne's and Angerson. And y'all tell me which one you think would be victorious.
Glennis Hanna beat him 10-1. I can let you go. She beats him 10-1. But I will also say this, I have long predicted that if the Progressive Liberal Party doesn't pull a Mia Motley on this punch, that the Free National Movement might actually end up being led by a white man again. And it's that same one right there. So unless they nominate another white man, right? Maybe it's prophetic utterance. Maybe it's I eat the sauce too late in the night and the gas is moving around. And I thought that rumbling in my belly was a rumbling in my spirit. I don't know the difference sometimes. But I know that the last time they suffered a blowout, they had one seat left in Nassau. It was St. Anne's. If they suffer a blowout again and they end up with one seat left in Nassau, I suspect it'll be St. Anne's. Who do you think will lead the party?
Well, again, the only thing I can say is, for me, I'm looking for a stronger political season
Sure.
With people who have the Bahamian interests at heart.
Sure.
And I'm looking for a collective goal-setting opportunity that transcends the argument of us having to reset.
Agreed.
So whoever there.
Now I'll tell you this though. Putting the Progressive Liberal Party in a position where they could actually go back to the branding that you don't want rich white people to be in charge of the country again, puts them right back to their 1967 moment, and we might just end up with 25 years of the PLP after that. That's all I want to say.
Yeah. Well.
So, I think that's something they have to consider. I think that is something that they have to really, really, really think about. What is on the line for the organization,
right?
In this, in this time of transitioning and campaigning. Let me also shout out Chef. I forgot to do this. Chef, you eat sheep tongue sauce?
Yes, of course.
Listen to me. The best sheep tongue sauce.
Where it says?
How safe you is? You more safe than me or less safe than me?
Where it says? Or you got to tell me off air?
No, I can tell you. It on the hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marquis?
Sugar.
Yeah, that's Marquis, right?
No.
Okay, I don't know.
It on the same hill where all the sugar is. Chef, I have to tell you this. And I said it just now that I kind of jokingly in the conversation, man, I had some sauce from there last night. Beloved, I tell you, listen to me.
You buy sauce last night or it was sauce you had?
Sauce.
Oh, I didn't know. You got to tell me where it says.
Some of it give out free sauce.
No, I thought you had sauce earlier that you reheat in the evening.
No, I had the sauce from there 2 o'clock this morning when I couldn't sleep and I wanted something to eat, Chef.
And you get up and go on for the sauce?
Yes.
At this place?
Yes.
You got to tell me where this place is.
It's such a wonderful place.
You got to tell me where this place is.
Man, listen to me. The only thing better than this cup of sauce is the blood of Jesus, my friend. I'll tell you that. Let's see if we get time for one more call. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
A pleasant good afternoon. Mel, how you doing?
Hey, Antoine.
How you doing?
I'm good.
All right, Chef Paul, how you doing?
Great. Thank you so much.
Excellent. And good afternoon to the nation. Listen, the PLP PR machinery needs to play that video leading into the by-election every day. Every day of that political bigot doing that nonsense. Because that is a symbol of pre-67. As much nonsense as he talks out of his mouth, that's a strong symbol of what these people and people like him think and where they would like to be, and put the majority in this country under their feet. That's a symbol of pre-67. And he has given the PLP, through his political bigotry, a blessing, a gift.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with that, Anton. I think, some things are wrong, but when some people do it, it wrong up.
It wrong up.
Yeah, it wrong up. So I think this is one of those things that happened. Oh, let me also send a shout out, Chef, while I remember, to Gloria Moss. Miss Gloria Moss from Palmetto Point. Apparently she watches Freedom March every day.
Okay.
And I like Palmetto Point.
I like Palmetto Point myself.
Yeah, Palmetto Point. I also like the song Palmetto Point. Let's take another call. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Yeah. Hope all is well with you all. Now, I'm not touching Adrian White because when he threw the mace out the house, it tells you he is out of touch with the real time. Moving forward, I listened to Dwayne Sands, and he is talking about how they are victimizing the nurse who spoke on video. Now, the nurse could have handled that far different.
Sure.
Because
I feel
some
similarly.
of the things she is calling for is not really governmental. When you're talking about roaches and rats in the hospital, that's what they carry there. Okay? They carry them there.
Yeah.
Or the people who visit the hospital. The government ain't responsible for that.
No, I agree.
The government pays workers every month to keep the hospital clean.
No, I agree. I completely agree.
But my thing with Dwayne Sands is he is always talking about the hospital like he was only a visitor at some point in time there. When Perry Christie left government, they didn't start dealing accident and emergency. I believe it was Dwayne Sands who took over from whoever the medical person was before.
DJ Nordage, we're running out of time though, so we gotta go. I gotta let you go. That's the jingle,
Yeah.
That means we out of time.
Glenn needs to stop talking, man.
Okay. So, on the issue of the nurse, if there's a social media policy that you are subjected to, learn it. That's my view. Anyway, we out of time, not out of show. It's Friday. Don't kill nobody. Make sure they don't kill you, okay?